but nonetheless.
Just get out of there, get in the action, just do whatever we can. So for those of you that maybe are just joining us for game number 3, we have focused heavily on King Richard, Dizzy, and Ace. That's because they've won 2 games in a row. They were expected to do very well. I really want to see who else can challenge them. We saw a little bit from the Twitch NL guys, Chaos Ape placing in that second spot in the last game. I want to see one of the teams really start taking it to them, though.
Yeah, I think, again, this is one of those scenarios where you can get caught on rotation sometimes. If a good flank comes through, it doesn't matter how good you are, whoever takes the first shot, if it's a good first shot, can often end up having the upper hand in one of these engages. Massively split drops coming out. I saw some long-range drops towards swamps. Looks like we've got a drop here over towards just outside artillery and relay. And looks like a couple of people heading towards relay, but people are going to split off towards wetlands too. So again, lots of spread out drops here. No one wants to get locked into those super early engages.
There is the drop from Xander. Now, AlphaCast, we saw him hiding through a lot of the last game to keep himself alive. Xu did just take some damage. In fact, he's playing Octane. It's not damage that he took. Technically he did, but it's self-inflicted.
He took damage, but it was self-inflicted, absolutely.
Anytime I see a health bar flash up red, I'm like, oh, what's happening? We need to see. But then, you know, you take a second longer and you realize it's completely fine.
Chaos Ape comes out with an R301 and a Havoc, so pretty good medium range combat tools here. Havoc really needs the turbocharger to come online because that takes away the 0.5 second wind-up time that the Havoc has. You can also run with a select fire receiver, which basically gives you a railgun. Little fact about the Havoc, though, when you turn it into that railgun, it's the only gun in the game that has drop-off damage. The further you shoot the bullet, the less damage it does. Actually, the only gun in the game that has that.
I want to see someone get hit with a point blank. So wipe them off the map.
I actually like this. Just also a team over at Relay. I really love Relay as a drop location. It allows you to rotate towards artillery and clean teams up afterwards. And if you can take control of Relay, it's a very powerful starting place in terms of looting. But again, gives you some solid rotations out of there to catch the more popular areas and find fights. Good way of functioning, although we can see actually 2 teams have dropped in Relay, so we might have a bit of action. Good way of functioning in Apex Legends is often to find the fights and join them, because that gives you a really good... Oh! Well, shots.
Yelena popped both smokes and just said, I found the fight, but I don't want to join it. I'm just going to run away. That's also a valid tactic. Remember, there is a lot of money on the line here, and it's placements plus that kill total for your squad that are going to determine where you place and whether you qualify for later. So not a surprise that if the fight doesn't go your way at first, you just back yourself away.
You can see Spoon here. He's actually using the jump balloon. He's going to give his team an aerial view of the area they're heading to. He'll be able to spot out any upcoming fights, although they've actually engaged him on.
The rest of the squad has landed right on top of it, but look, they've got the flank, but not quite able to get all of the shots to connect for the start of this fight. But look, they have now got them on the run. See who exactly it is. The Spoon is trying to find any target that he can. The Arcstar actually picks one up there.
Arcstar gets the kill. They're going for Bangalore. Bangalore going to get finished off here. And that's a nice early rotation coming out and another early kill. Not quite the whole squad. The Wraith did escape through wetlands. I wonder if they chase her down because they let her go. And I think they're probably just going to back out of here. Wraith going to try and put themselves... Yeah, you can see Wise Thug backing out towards swamps. No way he's going to reclaim his team here. He's going to be playing a bit of an Alpha Shadow game.
In the kill feed up in the top right, you just saw Spazzy end up going down. Another early exit for him, unfortunately. We're trying to keep our eyes on as many of the streamers in these games as possible. If your favorite streamer isn't getting highlighted quite as much as you'd like on broadcast, that's all okay for you because you can go on your second monitor or whatever, open their stream, see their point of view for the whole game. So it's not just limited to what we've got. Everybody streaming these games.
Here at TwitchCon EU, we have a massive setup, 60 streaming PCs on the go. Everybody in this game is streaming their own perspective. So if you have your own streamer that you want to watch, you can go and check out their individual stream. And speaking of a stream that I'm sure is quite popular, Dizzy is on the run again. 3 blue armors here. They've got a good setup around bridges, and they're looking like they're putting themselves in a solid position for this game.
I honestly thought you were about to be like, and speaking of popular streams, I'm hosting this on my channel and plugging your link, but it's okay.
No,
it's
not
okay.
Quite. I've not reached that level yet, Stress.
Fair enough. I thought that was where you were going. I was a little bit wary at that moment.
I mean, you've known me for quite some time. Do you think that's something that I would do?
Yes.
I actually take massive offense to that.
Well, I've known you for a while, and now Zeno is going to know the next zone location for a while here as well, as we're utilizing that Pathfinder ability. One of those unique things whenever I'm playing Pathfinder, I'm like, ooh, okay, I guess I'll do that. There's actually no real punishment unless somebody's got a bead on you with a sniper rifle.
You can see we're following Vija here, Avenger. Also, a team that was hyped up a little bit. They've got some quality players. Triple takes coming through again. You can see
connects.
The limited drop off of the triple take, but without the precision choke, it does drop off in efficacy at long range. And you can see they're just being a little bit careful about the fights they're choosing to take.
Another triple take picked up here from Legia. Just, it's funny how throughout the day people have started picking them up more. Early on, not really any prevalence from it, but you can see from the distance, it at least puts the pressure down for now. None of these shots are really quite connecting how Avenger wants, but nevertheless, still forcing people to move.
Again, any pot shots you can take maybe puts you in a better position should you find an engage later on. This is Alpha Cast's team, so that's over squad. They're looking a little bit more healthy than they were in the previous game, but they were under fire. Destiny and Hotted now in an engage.
Good damage from a distance from Destiny. Lost a little bit of shield, but I think that's an advantageous trade in his favor for now. Hotted alongside Hasanabi trying to get as much out from a distance as possible. But they want to move into this area, but it's difficult to cross through this open ground.
Again, you can make a choice here. You take this fight at long range if you think you're going to win it, or you can rotate northwards and come around the other side. Two options you can take from this position. I think Destiny feels pretty comfortable because they've got the triple take with the precision choke on their team, which gives them some long range power. We'll see.
We've talked about how, you know, those pop shots through the windows can do quite a lot. Not a whole lot of room to move in some of these buildings. So as soon as you can get close enough for grenades, for Thermite to come through, like that really is the moment where the team inside the building weirdly lose a lot of the security.
Yeah, and again, buildings aren't as secure as you'd expect in these kind of Battle Royale scenarios, simply because they aren't great for shooting positions because they have limited viewpoints, and they're a hotbed for grenades, arc stars, you know, everything that you could imagine thrown into a pit. That's what is offered. You can see right now Spoon, they are very far outside the circle. They're all the way over in swamps right now, trying to loot as much as they can, but the first circle is not so punishing. So they should have enough time to get there.
Yeah, this is something we're going to see pretty commonly throughout the evolution of competitive. Semka does pick up one for himself. Was that Hotted actually dropping yet to Semka? So this is two of our squads that we're really keeping an eye on now fighting against each other here as Hasanabi and Destiny are going to have to try and find a position to keep themselves safe. Going to try and rip it away and utilize potentially that portal, but it's gone into the zone.
Into the zone, not where you want to go, Destiny.
Yeah, Destiny on the run. Hasanabi takes a massive amount of damage from the skies there as he's trying to just shield up his Destiny. Hasanabi can't quite find a safe spot for himself yet either. Shots just from the side. Hasanabi drops. Destiny surely quick to follow as Semka will pick up another one.
Yeah, they didn't have the best close-range weaponry. That's why they had the triple take earlier for the long-range fight. The Spitfire is great, but it takes a little bit of time to get into full damage mode. And you can see another ink-taking. They actually come to the gunshots. They're looking to clean up.
A new challenger approaches as Insights and Semka, you know, the only two remaining up for their squad. Semka is the player we're taking a look at now, but with that Bangalore smoke coming through, no ability to see through it right now. None of those gold scopes and sights to see through.
Luke's on the bodies, Tears is still down. They'll be able to get him up now. Lifeline shield will give them the cover that they need. He should be able to recover, pick up some meds where he can. We're going to drop it on the floor for him. And that is going to be a recovery coming out from inside his team. They have to fight their way out of this position, though. They do need to head south. And the only way to go south from this position is either east or west. So they need to make the right choice, and it looks like they are. They're not heading towards the enemy team.
We don't even need to be looking at the NRG guys to know they're doing well. Ace just got the kill leader little icon up in the top right-hand side in the kill feed. You can see they're just continuing to get more. I think we should just stick with other teams for now, at least, just to see exactly how Chaos Ape and that are going to play this one out from here.
They're doing pretty well, actually. They are outside, or at least just on the edge of the zone right now. They're trying to stop the rotation in from another team, which is very sensible.
Trying to just gatekeep here. This is one of the things that you commonly see in the BR genre, like holding people out. These are free eliminations just on the zone because people are so split, so straggler just coming into the safe zone that if you're looking, all three of you in one area, somebody's not going to last very long.
They're actually pretty close to Destiny's team. I think they must have been the ones that rotated into that area and pushed Destiny's team out towards the west, or the east even. And that is the rivals Corona and Xander that were being pinned down by the team from Twitch NL. And they look like they're making a long rotation, a very long rotation round here, as they don't want to take that engage.
And when you got a lifeline, when you got syringes, medkits, everything like that, it's okay to do this. You can stay in the zone for now. Like these early damage from the zones, this is not too much to contend with early on.
They're actually going to rotate the opposite way to the Twitch NL guys. I assume now heading over to the southwest, which will give them a rotation round to the west, which we haven't seen much action in. Most of the action has been over the east side of the map, so they might find themselves fairly secluded, which will be great for positioning, not so great for kills.
Getting to drop in again with Ollie Pocket, Maluni, and Noxychaz. See how they can play out this situation. They have the high ground, but that's a massive amount of damage comes through as Noxy does get down. Should be able to revive here. Shouldn't be too much of a problem.
I can see team members just on the other side. It looks like they're getting engaged on as well.
It's an awkward spot.
It is. They're not holding that position like Andy's team was when they took that win. Right below them now.
The siege from the low ground. If they actually can hold this off, this will be a pretty massive hold. But look, the zip line all the way up, just in case they need an exit route as well. But it looks like Noxychaz is down. They haven't been able to recover the banner for now. They're going to take the fight on their way back down to the low ground.
Jumping, he's jumping.
Yeah, Maluni just trying to get away, get off that zip line and get into safety. And they are able to. They're able to reset this one, get themselves a little bit of a secure position, and live to fight another day.
Yeah, she managed to just jump out of there using zip wire, but Maluni does go down as a team right far down toward the south.
Dizzy of all of the teams to run into.
With a Kraber, by the way. Dizzy's running with a Kraber right now, I think.
Oh, of all the teams to run amok, that is not the one that you want to do when you're desperately fighting your way out of a situation. This is the qualifier 2 standings. You can see NRG almost the whole game's worth of points clear.
Yes, they are in a pretty solid position, and we expect them to do, or continue to do well. They're actually running on blue shields. They haven't found that massive upgrade that they usually get to those purple shields just yet. They have got purple helmets, it seems like, at least Dizzy does. Still in a strong position. That is the Kraber you saw Dizzy working with. That will one-shot you to the head if you've got, I think it's a white helmet. So you will find a one-shot there. A little bit of an engage coming through from Semka and Insize. They sort of right themselves and find yet some more kills.
Yeah, and this has been a good game for this squad with Semka and Insize. They, you know, we watched them quite a bit in Game 1. It's been a lot better now in Game 3 as well, performing to the level. And you know, we're talking about the teams that are in the top 6 but not in first place. That's who we have to see, is who fills those other 5 spots. And I think Semka, Insize, and the rest of the squad, I think they're in a very good position to do it.
You can see Respawn's timed out here. It's just Mr. Arthur. He's now up 1v1. Can he take the win? He's going to pop out with the R99, but he gets flanked. And he goes down, and unfortunately the whole team now eliminated.
That was Xander that picked him off there. And unfortunately, seeing the remnants, that was Ollie Pocket's stream, spectating Dizzy and the rest of NRG, so that tells you that that squad has been eliminated from this. But I feel like they dealt with that high ground push from about 4 angles decently well. Unfortunately, running into the scope of the Kramer.
And it looks like the circle is moving into a more open area. It looks like the circle is going to be more open than we've seen previously, so the Kramer might actually come in useful. I have no idea what's going on there with that team. They look like they've got no shields.
They were deep in the zone.
Deep in the zone with no shields. They are really cutting things fine.
Yeah, well, that's a kind of a lofty aspiration to stay alive in this game, but maybe we'll drop back in on them again, see whether that Kraber... I think the Kraber maybe even run out of ammo, if I wasn't mistaken. I did see that,
that was a lot
Dizzy
of shots
was only
that Dizzy
running
was taking with it.
only had a wingman,
oh,
no
dropped
second
it.
item.
Dropped it. Yeah, he's dropped it.
That is one of the downsides of it, it's very limited ammo.
Wait a second, they're taking a lot of damage here. ACU goes down, King Richard now with half shields. Dizzy has to regen. That is a big hit to our squad leaders right now.
It is, and as you said, Dizzy only a wingman and a prayer at this point, but that's enough for King Richard to be able to clean one up. Will end up taking the elimination once he can get it to work. There we go. Will convert it into more points, more cash, and Dizzy's just finishing off
couple of
more
headshots
on the
there.
outside.
That was a triple headshot wingman kill. and he's going to pick up a Phoenix kit. They should be able to right this, and you can see ACU being brought back up. So tense moment here for the NRG boys, but they do bring themselves back in line.
And just like the second half of game 1, this is all serious now for them. And I think that's where game 2 and game 3 now, we're seeing them take it to a different level where it's clean for the most part. Yes, okay, they take an engagement here, but when they wipe out a team and only get down on one player, that's the cleanliness of that exchange.
See Legia, they're just trying to take those shots long range. Triple take does give you a bit more long range capabilities. They're going to see Insides now picking off right at the end here. Someone coming out of the Wraith.
That was Claws.
Oh, that's a very good player. They managed to just take out heading towards what was the stairs coming up from Repulsor area.
11 squads left. 31 players in this game remain. So there are quite a few instances where we might have individual players. It could also be just full squads, but nevertheless, we have seen quite a few teams losing 1 or 2 members.
This long-range triple take coming out here. Very healthy squad with Legia as well. They've got some solid defensive options. They've got the high ground on one of the watchtowers, it seems like. They've set themselves a pretty solid position.
Solid, but it's what you do with it eventually, because we saw Chaos Ape and that have a good position in the final moments of game 2, but it wasn't quite enough to give them the actual game where they had to kind of swap around, drop down to the low ground, and it wasn't enough.
Dizzy swapped out to an EVA 8 auto, so very short range engages. They're looking for another kill here.
Ace is looking for it from the zone now. Will turn and find himself another exchange. Now he is a little bit in no man's land, though. Will utilize some of the mobility of Wraith to get away.
I think they've done it. I think they've wiped out another squad.
Yeah, they did. There was the bleed out plus the final elimination there on that squad.
Interesting that you're seeing King Richard run the Devotion. It's not a weapon that you see much of, but once you get that spin up, it is a very high DPS weapon. It churns through energy ammo, which is why a lot of people don't often use it, but with the increased availability of energy ammo since a couple of patches ago, it becomes a little bit more of a viable weapon. So I'm interested to see the Devotion in action with King Richard, because it's not a weapon that you'll see a lot of people take.
I wonder whether that, and this is purely speculation, and I might just be going off on a bit of a goose chase right now, but with more people picking up the triple take, holding more energy ammo, is it possible that he's found a lot on the way there, and he says, hey, maybe this is a viable weapon for me?
Absolutely, I think that's definitely the case. But let's speak of Alpha Cast and Nexu. They're in a little engage, locked.
He ain't the one hiding in this game. Thermite in, close the door, open it back up. It doesn't really matter because that damage is ticking.
They're getting locked into this building from another squad, though, and they have to be so careful. They may have got locked in that building. They're going to finish off one of the members, but they are now pinned down.
D-Gun has to get back into the safe zone. Will start channeling that med kit and keep himself alive for now.
He's going to pick up all of those shield batteries, drop to the floor, but that was a little bit of a spicy situation for X's squad, but they keep themselves up and running. 9 squads left. They've put themselves in a good position. Just need to pick up some kills, try and push them up that kill ranking.
Yeah, D-Gun pinging some shield cells as well. Ooh, Legia again had the opportunity but didn't think about it.
Again, you don't take the shots in this game unless you feel confident with the engage. You do not want to draw a team to you. You can see he's pinging out, he's just gathering information. A shot. Oh, that's why you take shots when there's another engage going on. Try and be the predator in these fights.
But the important thing is the down doesn't count as anything when it comes to the cash, the points. It's the elimination that goes to your team's total, so it's important to be able to convert it. No use standing somebody now. Kraber has been swapped back over to Dizzy. Is that the second one of the game, or was he just holding it from earlier? There's 8 shots left in it.
Maybe he's actually got a little bit of an eye on there. Didn't quite connect the way he would have wanted, but I think, again, NRG feel these long-range fights with Dizzy really only running the long-range weapon. They are not keen to take up shots on high ground.
Come on, Wingman, you can use that short range.
I mean, Wingman can work at long range, but you've got the drop-off.
Alpha may very well have the drop on another team, but look at how he takes damage in response here. A lot of that barrage damage coming through.
You can see charged up Peacekeeper ready to fire on anyone that moves into this building. Looks like King Richard, Acew, and Dizzy are the ones locked on the other side of this engage. Of course they are, while being shot from the top of Watchtower too.
And of course they're all practically full health with decent amounts of ammo and everything. That Kraber, look, now down to 5 shots left in it for Dizzy. So he's not really being conservative with the ammo.
They have to move off the high ground. So Dizzy is using this building within the circle, knowing that Melanie, Legia, and Rivals 8, who's a test account, they are going to have to move off this particular high ground area. because that is where the circle's pushing them. It is Dizzy's squad that has got the central position in the building, knowing that they are going to force that team to come to them.
And you can see him just trying to use any angle he can, like just peeking through gaps in the wood to see anybody from that high ground. He connected with it. Through this teeny gap. It's not enough to get it down. It's not enough to get the kill, but it was enough to put them on like 20% health.
20% HP. I mean, that was a big shot coming out from Dizzy.
Just so much damage.
You can see Exu, they're on the other side here. Another building that is firing towards the NRG roster. They're actually going to go for an aggressive flank with Exu taking the left, King Richard taking the right.
Look at how far Dizzy is away. He doesn't have a sight into this fight properly, so if this does go badly at all for Ace and King Richard, he's having to move back into position. But utilizing his Kraber out in the open can't be an easy feat.
No, but it looks like there's a lot of fights going on right now. Up on that watchtower, firing down towards Legia.
Oh, what's in the gold crate? We didn't get to see, but it's okay. That's always like kind of Christmas.
It's going to be like a turbocharger, and you go in thinking, oh, it's going to be golden armor, golden air. That's going to be another elimination. King Richard with the it's actually the Spitfire now. Did change out that devotion, and they are again hunting grounds for the NRG squad. This is where they absolutely come alive right now.
Well, if ever there was a prodigy with the Spitfire, could it be King Richard right now? He does get shredded down, but it's not quite enough. He's down so low on health and has to reposition himself on this fight. Will use that shield battery to heal himself up.
It's almost like I'm seeing like RTS level of micro coming out from this squad. They're like, okay, my unit King Richard is low, micro him out, put ACU in. It's like that with these guys. They're absolutely on form. Dizzy takes a lot of damage here, actually out towards the circle. Oh, back through the portal.
He's just like, no, didn't want that. Let's go.
Did not want.
Will, however, run right into a downed enemy. Gonna say, okay, I'll pick up the digital threat. We'll reconvene this. Ace now drops low. They are split. They're fractured a little bit as this zone pushes in. Round 6 will be closing at 123. Legia dies to the zone, out of bounds for another few competitors in this. 5 squads left, 12 players remain.
3 of them are still on the NRG squad right now. This is going to be a tense final zone. You can see they have managed to link back up together.
And they're back up to full health. What have you got to do to break the squad formation of these guys? What do you have to do?
They are completely in control of this second qualifier. It's basically the NRG show as they take another elimination, 1 squad eliminated in a 3v1 scenario. Dizzy does take a bit of damage in return, but they are now training their eyes on the buildings, hiding the rest of the members of this game.
Oh, at this point, it's just another one and another one. I feel like I'm at the Overwatch finals right now. Another one as King Richard, Dizzy, and Ace are just looking to creep up their score. 4 squads left, 10 players, and we know 3 of them are our current points leaders. And Dizzy is trying to just look up with Kraber and just trying to pick off anyone that he can.
There are 3 members of the Over squad left as well, I believe. Or at least the Alpha Shadow team. I think that's the team that are in the other building. That is 1 member of Over Squad, sorry.
That's a really rough situation to be in. You're like, well, I'm in the zone and there's 10 people. I'm going to try and out-heal them all.
Well, we saw it work once. Maybe it works again. We'll have to see.
Ring closing. Chaos Ape still in this game. Now, there is 1 squad that is doing well enough. I feel like if any squad's going to play spoiler for Dizzy and King Richard, it's going to be this one. But look at the damage of Sensei. That must have been a hit from the Kraber. And look, already they're down. Pepper goes down, and as I'm singing their praises, Chaos Ape is the only one alive, and Dizzy will pick that one up. It's happening again. 2 squads. It's NRG. They're not full health, but I feel like they're closing themselves in. It's a Avenger. It's a heal-off versus 3 players that are right in the middle. How much does he have?
That's the question. The circle is still 1.5 minutes from coming out. He's got
1 health kit.
1 health kit left. I think this is going to be over, and it's going to be another win for the NRG squad.
It absolutely is. It's not going to be an exciting end to this one. It's going to be clinical. It's going to be a 3rd game in a row going over to the guys from NRG.
What can you say? Just absolutely decimating this competition right now.